people that do that. There's that man fishing with his family, and it's not. But because I just don't get the concept. I think if I wanted to do the commercial, I would just go down the dock and say, "Hey, I'll give you a case of beer if you just let me film you fishing for a couple minutes."
Right.
They
call that B-roll, so that this footage that they where no one's speaking, and it's they call them aspirational commercials. These pharmaceutical commercials, people doing active lifestyle type things, canoeing or sitting in a bathtub holding hands, whatever that means. Or walking in the park or playing with their dog. That they call that aspirational. So they try to cast actors that are the idealized version of what that product can do if someone were to take that drug or medical device. So it's not someone that the folks that are looking at it, typically baby boomers, are going to say, if I take this drug or use this product or service, that's what I want to do.
What's the weirdest product you've ever done something for?
The topsy-turvy tomato planter. It's an upside-down tomato plant thing.
For people in apartments.
Yeah. And that thing works. And the guy who owns that
I'm sure he's making a lot of money.
He's printing money. They say the rule of thumb is if you keep seeing an infomercial playing, you might see it once and then never see it again. But if it keeps airing, they're printing money. It's so this topsy-turvy, apparently it was a guy who, I think he had like regular buckets or spackle buckets, and it wasn't the inventor that sadly didn't go on to make millions. It was someone who saw that and said, "Hey, that's a marketable product there." And
it wasn't my idea, but it was my idea to take your idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was someone else that took it to the next level and said, "Hey, we can market this." But that thing works. Yeah, it's an upside down tomato planter.
Have you done infomercials?
Yes, I've done infomercials. I've done a lot of things over the years.
What's the silliest one you've done?
Gosh. So, I did a. There was a. Do you remember the Snuggie? The Snuggie. I did something dancing around, singing a jingle with a friend of mine in Snuggies.
Did they capture that on recording then?
Yeah,
that's how the commercial works.
Yeah, this was we were. I think it was the 5th or 10th anniversary of the Snuggie, and we were singing this song. It was pretty bad.
Oh my God!
The one thing about the Snuggie, I wish they would have said, oh, by the way, it's a blanket, because I thought it was like a robe of some sort, like you zip it up.
It does look. You do have a little cult look to it when you have several people in the same room wearing it. Yeah. You're like, okay, where's the?
Yeah, it looks like rabbits with their ears pinned.
Right.
Yeah. And there's the dancing. There's those when you said dancing, you love to express yourself through dance, much like Elaine on Seinfeld. Those music collections when they're on, you've done those.
Oh yes, yeah. That was a background one on that one. Or Time Life, and I'm there dancing, doing my best Elaine Dennis dance. And they didn't even have music playing. They said, "Think as if music." I said, "Isn't there music on? Like, can't we even?" Just to get into the groove? Come on.
Can we play something?
Nah, you're actors. You can figure it out. Get motivated on your own.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
They don't even play music for the music.
Not on the one I was on.
That's not good.
Think of 1965 right now and how you would be dancing.
What's the best thing you've done?
Well, this most recent gig I did in L.A. was fun. It was just a great gig.
Well, was it good, or was it good because they treated you like a prince in a beautiful spot?
It was all that. It was good. Of course, financially, it was good. Experience wise, and it was nice to be out of the area. I mean, look, I am a regional actor, East Coast guy, and it was fun to get sent out there and put up in Studio City for a week and shoot this commercial in the Santa Monica Mountains, and it was just a fun experience, and just to meet great people. I look at every job the same way. It doesn't matter if it pays $400 or whatever. It's work. It's the same job. It's work, and I enjoy every single job, and I feel fortunate to be able to do it.
I didn't understand what you used to say about not watching the stuff that you do. I'd say, oh, I saw you on such and such.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I didn't understand. Then when I did a couple little things, I did, after they were done, they're so exhausting. And because nothing is one take, you effectively have seen it 30, 40, 50 times. You have no desire to see it afterwards. I completely understood it after the fact.
Right. And you ended up becoming a somewhat of a technical advisor on a show that you just stumbled. It was a show called Do No Harm that shot in Philly for a little while. It didn't last long.
Well, we were actually on the same episode.
Right.
It ended up being on the same episode by accident.
Small world.
Yeah. And it's bizarre.
But you were telling them what to do and what not to do, or what an EMT would do in this real situation, where to put the oxygen tank. And
well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do technical advising stuff. I didn't want to do acting stuff.
Yeah, and they ended up deferring to you, right?
On some stuff, except for I remember there was a big debate because the guy said we were coming in from the helicopter. I had been upgraded to flight medic.
Right.
And we're coming in from the helicopter, and I completely. They said, who can fly a helicopter? I said, I can. And because I just wanted to move it along. I wanted to move it along. The helicopter pilot wasn't there.
Right.
And go up to the roof and said, well, what are you going to do to get to the roof? I said, I'm going to say it won't start.
Right. There you go. Wow.
I'm going to say it won't start. Who are they to tell me? I'm the pilot.
My.
So there's no helicopter on the roof. It's just for theory. So we're setting everything up. We come down. And they said that you give the doctor the CAT scans from the helicopter. I'm like, you don't have CAT scans in helicopters. And the director said, I need you to suspend disbelief, which was a really powerful statement,
Yeah. Suspend disbelief. Wow.
And it's TV, and lots of things happen that they just let go through. But it was placement of stuff and everything, and the way equipment was used. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do the acting part. Now, the girl who was hurt and I had to cut her clothes off, like you do in the ambulance, I felt very uncomfortable. And she almost grabbed me by the throat and said, hey, you're messing with my shot, dude.
Oh,
wow. She was like, you're messing with my shot. Do it.
Right.
And didn't have to tell me twice.
Right.
And zip, cut the lycra thing off, and then do it again. She must have went through like 8 outfits that day, and they didn't even use the scene. They didn't use that part of it. They just used rushing her in and everything.
Right.
But yeah, it's an amazing process, and it's exciting. There's an adrenaline rush. I couldn't do it every day though, because it'd be like being hooked on a drug.
Right.
Because you would need more and more and more and more, and there's also this. There's this like competitiveness amongst the actors, and it's almost like there's little gangs or like packs of actors that are on the Serengeti looking for a slow moving gazelle actor to take out and take the position from,
Right.
And it's almost like the people in a different stable, as it were, like Pete's stable. Pete's got his group, and there's different groups, and everybody's sociable and gets along, but it's highly competitive.
Right. Some people are that's their nature, very competitive. I feel that there's a higher power working, and you're going to book what you're going to book. You do an audition, and you finish doing your, pouring your heart and soul out there for whatever type of role or a voiceover, whatever it is. It's out of your hands right after you do that performance. It's out. There's nothing you could do to impact that audition. So you just have to you just literally have to just move on. But to worry about it at that point.
But you've given away work. I've watched you give work to people who look similar to you, which would seem to be the wrong thing to do,
Right.
And it's one thing if you're giving it to somebody who looks different and like we're different, give them an option.
Type categories.
Yeah. But you give it to somebody who looks similar and say, well, we'll see how it works out. And I don't think a lot of actors do that.
Probably not. Yeah. I'm a little odd in that way, but hey, it's good karma, right? It always comes back to you.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right, hopefully. That's right.
Who have you met famous?
Not that many people.
You met Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
You got caught mocking him.
Hey, yo, I was just doing like a little bit of a, you know, when someone says someone's behind you, like stop someone, and you think that, and I'm like, yeah, right. How did, slide get behind me? Next thing you know, he was framing a scene behind me. I had no idea that he was standing behind me, and I'm doing an impression that I would, you would never want to do in front of him, and with all due respect. But it was late night. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey, Russ. Hey. So next thing you know, they're like, hey, stop, because he's like right behind you, and I'm like, yeah, right. And then they literally 6 guys. They looked at me. They all walked. No. They slowly walked away, and I went, if they're walking, oh God. Don't tell me. And I just look over. I didn't get fired. I think he was too busy. He was too focused on work.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe he was entertained by it.
He could have been. But there was one thing.
Like, hey, I can retire now. This guy sounds just like me.
Right. I do that impression, that Robert De Niro impression. I'm a one-trick pony in that department. I don't do many.
Do your De Niro.
What do you think, Russ? Yo. You got a gift, you. Huh? It's a visual thing. It's not the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't come across on radio.
No, not on radio.
Yeah, it's a visual thing.
It's visual for sure. But I was in between auditions in Tribeca, and I stopped into one of De Niro's restaurants. It was Tribeca Grill. I just wanted to pop in and see it, and then walk out just to say I saw it. And but when it's really bright outside, it's real sunny, and you walk into a dark room, your eyes have to adjust. Mm-hmm. So as I walked in, I just started squinting, and I ended up by default doing the face, the De Niro face. And I would never have done that. I would never be that disrespectful to just walk in and do it. Mm-hmm. But it just kind of evolved because the sun was so bright, and I opened the door. It's dark. Oh, no. Well, it was enough for the folks. There was a group of women that just started freaking out. Like, oh my God, it's him. It's him. And I'm turning around going, what are you talking? Huh? It's just me. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What's the matter with you? But that was kind of funny.
Yes. Always Sunny. Mark Wahlberg, you were in Invincible.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So these are, and I don't want to leave anyone with the wrong, these are minor, I was doing background in these. This is not like I was.
Well, it's really
but it is work.
It's the
work.
Front of background.
That's right.
You're in the
it's work. I don't want to marginalize any job, because every job is you're happy to work. Yeah, but I didn't want to leave anyone with the wrong impression. Right. That I was, working with Wahlberg. I just was happy to be working that day.
Yeah, and it's kind of the it's like when you buy a red Toyota and you notice red Toyotas on the road.
Right.
Once you notice an actor, you start noticing them in different things, and you start realizing it. What's been your favorite role that you've done? There was a scene you did where you said you got to do some emotional stuff.
Oh yeah,
with the kid that that you liked.
Yeah, that was a scene. That was a scene I was doing with this very talented actress. We were both bonding over the trauma that we had in our lives, and in this scene we were waiting for our cars to be worked on in a gas station, but we were off to the side, and next we just started bonding, and she's telling me about the heartache that she's going through, and then I was going through my situation, and this is within the movie, losing a son, a young son in this film I was in, and it's a very touching story. But as I was going through the scene, there's the pausing and everything. You could hear a pin drop as I'm looking into this woman's eyes, and we're sharing a part of ourselves. So the scene was over, and there's just no noise, and all I heard was, as I was kind of trying to collect myself to just step outside the scene, or step outside the set, all I heard was sniffling from the sound guy, the lighting guy, the director, and whoever else was standing there.
Sniffling because of allergies?
They were crying. No,
okay.
No, they were moved to tears, and then I was welled up because I was in this scene, really in the scene, as this character. But and I just happened to look back because I heard these just heard sniffling all over. And I just said, wow, that's something else, that you could do something to move people to this emotion. And, it was moving, and then, of course, as they were wiping their tears away, they start, saying, you son of a gun, you, and boy, you really got me going there. But I can see how these, big time